This is Richard Wolff from Democracy at Work with another Wolff Responds. I want to talk to you today about the food stamp program, now known as SNAP, Supplemental Nutrition and so forth and so on. It's an attempt of the federal government to do something about a scandal, a horrible, unjustifiable scandal. 42 million people in the United States, roughly half of them children, don't get enough food. Because we dare not be honest and say they go hungry, we have invented a euphemism. They are food insecure. And over the last few days, an enormous hoopla has been made, a hype of extraordinary proportions about an increase that the Biden administration has enacted in that program. It is going to go from $121 a month per person to $157 per month per person. That works out to $36 extra a month, and assuming 31 days in a month on average, we're talking about a little over $1 a day more. Wow, an extra dollar. Let's see where that will take our poor people, our 42 million. That's 12% of the American people, 1 in 8 of our fellow citizens going hungry in what calls itself a democratic, free society and is clearly one of the richest in the world. Just not for those 42 million. Okay, here we go. Those people now will get on average, instead of $4 a day for their food, supplemental, they're going to get $5 a day for their food. Wow, a buck extra. How do you get a buck extra? Well, you have to be poor in America to even qualify for this meager assistance from the government, going from $4 a day and change to $5 a day and change. Well, you have to be poorer than $2,600 a month for a family of 4. I've done the arithmetic, so let me explain what that means. That means you have to be so poor that you don't have more than $650 per month for everyone in your family. That works out to a little over $20 a day. And you know what that has to cover if you're in this group of 42 million Americans? A little over $20 a day you've got to pay for food, clothing, shelter, transportation, medical care, any entertainment you dare to try to afford. You can't live on that. You're driving those people to an unspeakable quality of life. And that isn't going to be changed in any meaningful way by giving them, instead of an extra $5 a day on the 20 few bucks they get from their own lives, from their own work, you're going to give them 5 instead of 4. That's going to change nothing. That's not going to change the inequality. That's not going to change the quality of the lives of these people. Only someone who doesn't care would make a mountain out of this pathetic molehill. We are ignoring the poor amongst us. We are consigning them to too little food and bad food on top of it because we know what poor people eat most of the time when there's food nearby and available. We are the country with the worst obesity problem of all the developed countries. What a comment on this society's inability to function. And here's the last point. I did the math. If we give 42 million people an extra buck a day, which is what this is, that's an extra 42 million a day. Assuming 365 days a year, that works out to $15 billion with a B. 15 billion. You know what that comes out to? Less than 0.5% of the budget deficit in the federal government's current budget. It comes out to less than 1.5% of the $1 trillion spent to lose the war in Afghanistan. We have 42 million hungry people, half of them children. And in this society, our priorities are so twisted that we are producing desperate people, deep social divisions between them and everyone else, because we will not dip in to the enormous wealth of the tiny few, to the enormous outlays for wars in foreign lands, to do something fundamental like providing adequate, quality, healthy food for our people. It is an amazing spectacle to watch, made even more ugly by hyping this, as the Biden spokesmen and women are doing, as if it is a great contribution to poverty. It isn't. It does nothing to solve the fundamental inequality that haunts this country. This is Richard Wolff for Democracy at Work.